What up, what up, what up? You're now tuned into the Stitch and Sham Show. I am one half of the team, Sham Phoenix.
And I am the other, Stitch Early.
And you are tuned into episode 35. 34 was like a little quick joint.
Yeah, a little some jabs.
Because we had some changes. We've been going through some changes.
Facts.
But it's not going to stop us from bringing y'all guys good content. We got a lot to talk about today. I know everyone and their mom watched the Verzus with Gucci and Jeezy. And it was quite entertaining.
Yes.
For all the wrong reasons. It was super hood. Like they shot it at a strip club. They both had thrones that was like super apart. Mm-hmm. It started jabbing like right out the gate. Like Gucci walks in, is like, look, my outfit cost $10,000, brother.
And so so we getting into it.
Yeah, let's go.
We get into it. All right. So this one I was like, all right, I'm gonna tune in.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of either. And if I had to pick one that I would say I was more a fan of, I would say Jeezy. Yeah. And it's more probably because being a fan of Jay-Z, like Jeezy and Jay-Z have a lot of records together.
Yes, they have a lot of
Jeezy has a lot of he has all his Jay features records. Were like were joints.
Good records.
Like I knew like if he played any of the Jay joints, he won that round. Yeah. Like you know what I mean?
Because it was gonna kill the record.
Because it was gonna kill, and it's like crazy. So. I think Jeezy has a little bit more universal appeal musically, whereas Gucci is a little bit of both. He has some records that are those universal records, but a bulk of his catalog is that, like, if you were in Atlanta or if the lifestyle in which Gucci talked about, you were in that, then you were, a big fan of. So seeing, you know what I mean? Then first off, the fact that it was supposed to be T.I., and then it switched, and I'm like, oh, so they're really, because when I saw it, I thought it was a fake flyer.
So did I. I was like, they're not gonna do no.
I was like, nah, they're not them two.
But they did it,
and out the gate, Gucci came straight out the gate.
Oh man,
with a diss record. His first two records were diss records.
Yeah, yep.
His first two records were diss records, and then. The $10,000, like, my outfit. Yeah, it was just, a lot of it was just jabs. It was like because the bounty
was 10,000.
Was 10,000.
Yeah, because he also said, what else? He said something about his chain,
jewelry, about his jewelry. Yeah, it's like $5 million or
something like that about the chain. And I was like, which lets me know, because this is the thing, right? Even outside of the behavior that Gucci exhibited, we know that Gucci's a smart dude.
Very much so.
Very intelligent guy.
Very much so.
So he put this thing together. To bring the shock value and the eyeballs. Because it was already going to have eyeballs due to it being Jeezy and Gucci, and most people know the history.
And most people, I think, like when you're on the highway and there's an accident, most people love to watch it. Like, you're not about to get out your car.
That were hoping that somebody got shot.
It's like, so what is going to happen tonight? It's going to pop off.
Yeah.
So watching it, watch the whole thing. I honestly feel that they both did a good job of, like, in battle rap they call it counter writing.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I think they did a great job of, like, I think Jeezy kind of knew how Gucci was gonna be. Yeah. And I think Gucci kind of knew to a certain extent how Jeezy was gonna be. I don't think that Gucci was ready for after he played the Truth. Jeezy. After he played the Truth record. Yeah. And there's the two sides of me. There's the side of me that goes, man, it was dope to see Jeezy realize, like, I'm not in the streets no more. Yeah. I'm not selling drugs like I used to. I'm not doing the things that I used to do. I'm a different person today. And it sucks that I did some of the things that I did in the past, but it happened. Let's move on from it. Yeah. So it was dope to see that. And then there's the other side of me that's like, you see Gucci with the jabs, and there's the part of you to be like, man, come on, like, let's just make this a Versus. Yeah. But then there's the other part of me that's like, I mean, you did send someone to rob me.
And that is the point. So, like, because, like even after like watching it and going on the timeline of all social media, everyone had their opinions about what took place, right? So there were people that felt like Gucci was well within his right to play those records and things like that. And some people felt like Jeezy punked out. Some people felt like Jeezy was being mature. I myself felt like he was being mature. I also do understand what he allowed to take place. He was saying, look, I'm in a whole new space.
Facts.
And I did something a long time ago that I probably shouldn't have done. And you're well within your right to be upset. So if you got to play those records. I totally understand it. He's like, but I'm still trying to move on. If we can possibly just move on. Like you did some stuff, I've done some stuff. Let's just like let's just keep it moving.
Like I put the olive branch out there. If you want to accept it, accept it, and we move forward.
If
not, but we don't gotta put. So I like. So when that's the record I was waiting for. I was like, he's gonna play this. Like, there's no way that he's not playing this record. And I knew you would have the large group of people out there that's like, oh, if he plays that record, he won. And I'm like, nah, not really. Necessarily. No. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's because at the end of the day, it is a versus battle.
And it's not even
20
really
records for 20 records. It's more or less it to a certain extent.
It's a venting session.
It is Pusha T's Life of Adidon.
Is it Adonis?
Or
whatever Drake's
son's name is. Against Drake's diss.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people in that state heard Drake's diss and was like, yo, Drake's diss is a good diss.
Yeah.
Pusha T's diss was the shock value of the diss.
Like,
he said
was
that?
The record that great? Like, are you going to go back to that record? Probably
like
not.
you don't necessarily go back and listen to that record.
Yeah.
You go back, like back to back, you go and listen to that record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know that was to Meek, but you don't necessarily go listen to that Pusha T diss just like chilling, like, I'm about to listen to this.
I'm not listening to
that. Whereas, so with the same thing with the Gucci joint, The Truth, it was like the fact that it was the truth.
Yeah.
And it was like how he said everything and the shock value of it, that was the thing that made it hit.
Yeah.
You know, that hard, and people knowing the ins and outs of it.
And then his comment after.
And then afterwards, it was like the put on it, like,
you send somebody
else, I'll do the same thing.
So that was the thing, because even like they showed some people who like reacted to that, like even like 21 Savage, like, and everyone's and like it's so funny because these same people are like, yo, we need to get out the street life and we need to do this and we need to do that, and then immediately when that type of energy is present, they're feeding into it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like, so for when Jeezy said what he said, like, you know, this is for Pop Smoke, this is for
King Von,
Mo 3, all these people, like he's absolutely right. He's saying, look, I understand that happened. Cool. And if you want to talk about it in private with me and you, then we can do that.
And if you want to play the record, play the record.
But as far as instituting violence right here on this live, when I know kids, there might be kids on here, even they probably shouldn't have been.
And especially
they were there.
With them being in Atlanta.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, with us broadcasting to the world, I don't want that to be in the forefront.
What people take away from the whole joint. And I think you could even look at Jeezy and you could see that Jeezy has like this almost like a aha type moment where he's like, I can respect that. You know what I'm saying?
You can't hang around Jay-Z. You can't be around it, like, and a lot of dudes who are saying this, because I've listened to Yo Gotti talk about it. I've listened to a couple other people. I've listened to ASAP Ferg talk about it. Their time spent with him is, especially because you got to understand, Jay-Z's a 50-year-old man. With $1 billion in assets,
coming from the same things
that they come
from, streets, you know, drug dealing, all of those things.
And he's telling them, I had to adjust my mindset. Right? You have to let someone like a Dame down. Even though I love Dame, I like Dame. But Dame still has this hood or nothing type of mentality.
And I would even go as far to say Beanie. Because like the one, I think with Dame, it's more the it's the delivery. Like with Dame, I think him and Jay have a lot of like-mindedness.
A lot
but
of
like
like-mindedness.
Dame is Jay is, hey, can you have a seat and just be quiet for me? Dame is, hey, shut up. You know what I'm saying?
Like, that's what it is.
And so they both are saying the same thing,
but Jay's doing it a whole different way.
Jay is just doing it a different way. Whereas, like, I always remember what was it called? The show on MTV. man, where they would go and they would follow like an artist around a day in the life or something like that.
In my lifetime?
In my life. It was something like that. Yeah. And you remember like Beans on camera, like in the club, and Beans jump over the barricade
and just start fighting.
You know what I'm saying? Malice at the Palace type joint.
Yeah.
And Jay is like, nah, like
that's not how we doing
that. Ain't how we doing it. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
And I get what we want to do.
Energy.
I understand the energy, but we gotta find another way to direct that energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think sometimes, especially for a person like Gucci, who, like they say, and I think it was 21 Savage's manager, and I heard him talking because he was on the Joe Budden podcast, and he was just saying like with Gucci has always been in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So Gucci was born, bred, raised from then till now in Atlanta. So Atlanta almost, looks at Gucci as if probably even to a higher regard than like a Chicago would look at Jordan or I would say to compare more
he's a
LeBron James to Cleveland.
Yes.
Or to Ohio is what Gucci is to Atlanta.
Because everybody else tends to kind of be in and out.
Yeah, it's like, I'm from Atlanta, but I'm hitting LA. Gucci is like, I'm Gucci. And I think that was Gucci's statement of, like my hood 5 minutes up the street.
Yeah.
Like, and they know that I'm here and they know, and you know what I'm saying? In that sense. So it was one of those things to where there's the part of you that like commends the maturity of Jeezy. And I think knowing the full scope of everything, you also do go, I mean, if somebody sent somebody to rob me, I may still have some of that energy towards, that person.
And I think that's the thing, because like I try to see things from a different perspective, but also understand like where I am in with my own perspective. And for me, I would side more with the G's because that's my same mindset. I'm not the rah-rah type of dude. I'm not that guy.
Not anymore.
So to see Jeezy,
you like how he
I hit him with the Jeezy.
He breezed over that joint.
I hit him with the Jeezy. I was like,
no, brother. I tried to Gucci him.
What we not gonna do?
You know what I'm saying?
What we not gonna do?
And I told you it ain't gonna be street.
I was like, what is going on?
So that's funny.
I think that's the thing. So like for me, I'm looking at Jeezy's life in a whole, right? So his relationship with Jeannie Mai, his exposure to this different type of life, right? And I think he started he got a talk show. He's got things now that I think he's starting to be like, man, like I was really wilding. I was really out here, tripping. And again, like I said, he has spoken about spending time with Jay, and you can't spend time with no billionaire and not figure out that like, okay, he changed this energy, because you gotta remember Jay stabbed Un.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it happened.
Yeah, like
it's a real thing.
It ain't like Jay was just rapping.
Yeah, and then in 444 he says, "Man, I was tripping."
Yeah, like I was wilding, and I think that you can. I think what it shows is, and like another person I look at, not necessarily like this, but like Charlemagne is a person that I look at, and it's like you can't hold somebody to who they were.
Yes.
Like you have to allot people
the space
and the grace to be able to change, because just in life, like the word hypocrite, like in life, like we're all hypocrites.
Oh yeah.
In the sense
I've definitely been,
unless you stay the same your whole life, then you will be a hypocrite. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like things that I may have thought 10 years from now, I don't think now.
Yeah. There's been plenty of times where I've had to like catch myself and be like, oh man, like I said I would never do that, and now here I am
in the position doing what I said I wasn't.
I didn't even realize that I had floated. Like I literally just like floated into that thing, and like now I'm a person who says like I don't ever say what I won't do because I don't know. It's like I hope. I may hope that I don't. I may, you know what I mean. But you never know what things will happen or what positions you may be in or anything like that. Yep. They may put you in a position to do certain things that you was like, man, I never thought that I would be doing this. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So I think that we have to give people grace to be able to change, just like in the sense of with a Gucci, like for all those people that was like, oh, he was immature. I'm like, okay, I can see what you're saying, but
man, I also have to look and put myself in that man's shoes and be like, man, if somebody came after me,
I may come in the room with that type of energy,
and I came out on top. Like you sent me into the lion's den, and I took out all the lions, and I came out victorious. Yeah, I might look, and you still around.
And this is like the first time that we've like seen each other. Like and since that time frame.
Well, because I know there's been a couple other times, but like and it's in front of everybody.
Like this is the first time that we've been here. So for me, I don't want to come off looking like I'm soft.
I know that was
Jeezy
in their mindset. It was like
Gucci's.
I'm not coming off looking like no
both
chump.
Both of them don't want to look soft.
Yeah.
So the bravado was high. The bravado was like from the jump. So and then like I said, there's you got Gucci with a bunch of people. You got Jeezy has a couple people. So you could tell the energy was like, yo, it almost reminded me of like the Beat It, like Michael Jackson's Beat It.
The Beat It video in the subway.
It's like, so you guys are getting ready to fight.
They would have started dancing. That's exactly what the
knives out. Yeah. So it's just, it was like I said, it was entertaining.
But it definitely was. Like I think they both did a good job of like transitioning like into their songs and different things like that. So it was an entertaining joint, especially for a Versus that I was not necessarily vested in
for the music.
Like I wasn't vested in like, oh y'all, I can't wait to hear this joint, or I can't wait to hear this joint. It was just like, I just want to see how this will be. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think for that, I think it was good.
It was good.
And now I want to see other joints. It's
not one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's other joints that now I think may be able to happen. There's some joints that I'm like 50 Cent and Ja Rule, I don't think that will ever happen.
I think that would absolutely.
Son, I honestly feel that the 50 Cent and Ja Rule one would be bigger.
Oh, way bigger than Gucci.
I think it would be bigger than Gucci
because 50 and Ja Rule are way bigger than Jeezy.
So I think that would be a bigger Versus. Like I think that we would see 50 and Rick Ross before we saw 50 and Ja Rule.
Yeah.
Like I think we would see that before because I don't know, 50's disdain and like pettiness towards Ja Rule is just
I would like to see it on camera.
It's just on a whole nother level. Like and I'm like 50 would probably, I don't know what he would do because the fact that you spent your own money to buy out the front rows of someone's concert just so they don't got nobody to rap to in the front, that's a different level of petty.
Yeah.
That's a whole different level of petty.
That's totally, so that's why I said I think that one would be that would be huge.
Yeah, that would be the biggest Versus. That would be a huge one.
Outside of if Michael Jackson and Prince could do one.
Oh that would be
that would be monumental, right?
If they did it, that gonna break the internet. Like that would break the internet. Like
But that would be the closest thing because white people are invested in 50 Cent.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like they bring that up. Like that's something they talk about. So
because I can't think of any other. There aren't any other like grudge match. I know Nas said that he would never do one.
Yeah.
He was just like, it's just not my thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't necessarily know if I would want to see a Nas.
Nas's catalog is so up and down.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to see a Nas Versus.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Nas is so like that's why I said Jay would be the hardest person to verse.
Yeah.
Because his catalog is so consistent.
Top 3.
I think Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole would be dope.
That would be dope. Yeah, that would be dope. Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole would be dope. I think that would be a dope one.
Yeah. How did we get to the Verses though? Like how did this become a thing?
COVID.
Like even due to COVID, like who was just like, you know what?
Well, and it was literally because I think it started off, which I want to see more of.
Yeah.
It started off. I don't think it was supposed to just be artist joint. It was more about like songwriters and producers.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
So that's kind of how it started off with like the songwriters and producers. But then I honestly feel the joint that flipped Versus and took it was Beanie Man and Bounty Killer.
Okay,
because that was the one where, and I think it was Beanie Man and Bounty Killer, but that was the one that I don't think anybody expected it to be in the same room. Yeah. I think it was the first one where they weren't. Yeah. Like they were in the same room with DJs.
Yeah.
And I think they have had prior issues, I believe.
Okay.
And so to have them in the same room and they're both doing each other's songs and it blew up and it was like, oh, they in the same room.
Okay.
And then after that, they started kind of tweaking stuff because you had Teddy Riley's Wi-Fi was messing up. Nelly's Wi-Fi was messing up. Like, so other people, so they were like, hey, we need to, technically we need to bring this together and just do it in a room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think, it was the COVID thing of like.
Swiss behind these? Swiss
and Timberland.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Swiss and Timberland is behind the whole Versus joint.
Okay. Because I know like people, every time I hear somebody talk, they be like, well, Swiss called me and we talked about this. I was
I think they had reached out to Gucci in the beginning and Gucci declined.
Yeah.
He was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Then Jeezy, because that's why it was going to be T.I.
Okay.
But then Jeezy reached out to Gucci.
Oh.
Like, and that's why Gucci said at the end, he was like, yo, you sent the olive branch, like you reached out. So respectfully, like, hey, if we going, and that's why Jeezy was like, yo, either we can leave it here or it is what it is, that type of joint. Tight. So it was dope to see that. And hopefully, they actually have some like dialogue and
they actually made good, like the records that they made together. I think it was like 2. It might have been 2.
So Icy was the first joint.
Yeah, I know they made like.
And the crazy thing is like, so Icy sound like that joint can still go.
Like that's what I said. So I think if they can bury the hatchet and make some music, they would probably.
Yeah, I think that they would
do well.
Yeah, I think that they would,
especially in this climate.
Because I think you get the best of both worlds with them. I think you get Jeezy, who is on my list he's on that Rick Ross list of like dudes when they first came out, where it was like, okay, he's cool, and then you saw lyrically him get better.
This last album, The Recession,
I haven't heard the second one.
I heard 2 songs off it. Okay. I was like, he's rapping better, way better.
And then Gucci is the streets, like it's just that's what it is.
But Gucci's been doing a lot of pop records since he got released. From, doing stuff with Selena Gomez.
And the thing with Gucci is like he's always made those. It's been like a street pop.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like type of joint that Gucci has done.
He got this one with Pharrell that I like a lot. I was like, yo, this joint's tight.
Okay.
I was like, Gucci has a good rap voice.
Nah, yeah. Like Gucci ad libs, like Gucci, like nah, for sure.
Yeah,
so it was definitely, like I said, it was one that I was glad that I actually sat and watched, and now I'm just like, all right, who's gonna be
next?
Like who's gonna be next? So there are like, so my top 3 of like people I don't think nobody can beat. I don't even know if they can beat. You know what I'm saying? If they went against, my top 3 is, I don't know who could beat Hove.
Nah, there's nobody can beat Hove.
Lil Wayne and Drake.
They got a lot of they just got so much music.
With Wayne, it's that Wayne got.
Wayne and Drake could probably go against each other though.
Yeah, Wayne and Drake. But and even with them, it's like Wayne could play Drake records and Drake could play Wayne records. You know what I'm saying? So it's like with Drake. Drake has such a vast catalog of like,
and it's diverse.
You got
like raps.
He got features. He got pop. He got singing. He got Drake has so much. Whereas Wayne has just the features alone, and then you got to think about the mixtapes. And then Wayne was rapping when he was 14.
Yeah,
like
he's going back.
Some of these dudes wasn't even born when Wayne started rapping.
Yeah,
and then with Hove, it's just Hove got features. Hove got Beyonce features. Hove got like. The catalog is just Hove can remixes. He got remixes, like it can be upbeat, downbeat, girl songs, street records, like he can hit everything. So I'm just like, I don't necessarily know who would. And I said that to somebody. It was like, what? You don't think nobody? And I'm like, nah, I think what people fail to realize about Versus is definitely about what record you're playing where.
Yeah.
So like there's some people that it's like, for instance, Go Crazy, I knew that there was nothing that Jeezy had. That was because as soon as that joint come on,
Gucci was gonna sink.
It's like that. I knew Gucci was like, yo, we'll lose that round.
Yeah,
like we good
because that record,
and it's I think the same thing. Like the thing that Jeezy had is Jeezy has records that the intro of how it comes in. Because even like after
super crazy,
even after Gucci played The Truth. And Jeezy came in with his next joint. When that joint hit, that joint hit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He got joints with Kanye. Like, he got stuff with Kanye. Like, there's so much stuff that he could use.
He got stuff on Watch the Throne. He got like, you know what I'm saying? He could play stuff with old the Aura.
Yeah,
and he don't gotta play the Aura. But you know what I'm saying?
Like Jay just has so much stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Rock La Familia stuff.
Like, you got they did the Dream Team joint.
Yeah,
like it's so you got you got mixtape joints. Like it's so S. Carter collection. Like
it's a whole bunch of
stuff. A lot of stuff that you could play.
I still think because nobody's saying this.
I know what you're
and I think it's because it's a male and a female.
And I think I don't know if they asked her about it, but I know she turned down one joint. They asked her about another female.
She can only do it with Busta.
That's what I think.
I don't see anybody else that she can do.
And I know I've heard people say like, well, nah, but Missy don't rhyme. But I'm like, but it's not about that. They make a certain type of music that it surpasses even the lyrics of the music.
And the time frame that we in.
Yeah, man. Like a Missy Busta joint.
That would be a jam.
And them performing it.
It would be.
Because you know that Missy would have dancers out that joint.
It would be.
Busta would have Spliff on stage. Like,
it'd be tight.
Like, yeah, that joint
would be
tough.
the most entertaining. That would be the most like, not like drama entertaining, but like musically entertaining.
And for that one, you will watch it for the entertainment. It wouldn't be like with the Gucci Jeezy joint. You watch for entertainment, but you watch like I want to see where this goes. At.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I want to see the tension. Like with theirs, it would be like, yo, this is gonna be fun.
Oh man,
like, it's gonna be a fun night right
here.
Super
entertaining.
But I don't think that they could do they would have to do a versus at like auditorium or something.
Yeah, it would have to be like
it would have something to have a stage.
Yeah, it would have to be performance based.
You can't give them Mustard and Missy them two little stages
in the studio.
Yeah, nah, that's
not chairs. Nah, they ain't gonna work. They need theatrical. They need like a stadium.
But that's one. Yeah, I would like to see that joint. And I know I had seen. I know Bernard. He had put up. He said Def Squad, Def Squad, and Flip Mode Squad.
That would be pretty good.
I think that was what
but
the joint
Flipmo don't got enough records.
The joint. I think that was the joint that he said. Well, I'm saying, but if you pull from the squad though,
like Rampage,
if you're able to pull from Rod Digger, if you're able to pull from Rampage, if you're able to pull from Busta.
But Flipmo don't. But let's see. The only thing's like, I mean, it could be, but it's kind of hard because like I always think catalog, and like matching catalog to where like you could rock out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I think it's 20 songs they do. They do 20. Like I don't think Flip Mode has 20 songs
from all of the members. Like 20, because you got to think Busta's in there too.
I know, but then it would just end up being a Busta Rod Digger show.
It would mostly be Busta and Rod Digger outside of the
Def
joints.
Squad actually has like
Def Squad has a lot.
Like
I see what
records.
You're saying. They have a lot.
Like they have
full albums.
Yeah, that they can play.
I feel
like you'll hear all three of them. Keith Murray, and then like you got Keith Murray, Eric Sermon, like the other dudes like Rampage. Like what type of album?
Yeah, Rampage. I don't.
Lord Have Mercy has like one album.
Did Rampage? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I don't even know if he released.
I remember Rampage mostly.
He would just be doing his flavor
features.
in the ear verse.
Yeah, like for features and stuff like that. Yeah.
Or I think he was on No Way Out or something.
He might have been. I know he was on. What's the joint with the yellow cover where Busta got the joint in hand? Because that's like one of my joints. Call the ambulance, come and pick up the people.
Yeah.
So it would be on the stretcher, carried it. So
it would be tough. Like, I think 50 and Ja Rule would be perfect.
50 and Ja Rule, I think, would be tough.
I think they should do it, and they don't even have to bury the hatchet.
But see, 50 not going to do it.
This
is. I'm gonna tap into my inner petty.
Yeah.
50 does not want to even give Ja Rule a look that 2 million people was here.
You could possibly beat me.
But not even that. I don't want 2 million people to be tuned into you.
Yeah.
Like I think 50 is that petty that 50 knows like, yo, if we did this
50 would probably do the verses and then not show up.
2 million people. He would do something ignorant like that. Like, yo, cool, we're gonna do that joint. And then Ja Rule set up. And then 50 just don't come.
He like what?
Yeah, like he would do, and I think in 50's head is just like, I don't want to see you win at nothing.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to see you win at all. And I don't want to be connected to nothing that has you winning.
50 and Fat Joe could probably do one. Fat Joe got a lot of records.
Nah, Fat Joe has like, he got some hits too.
Like hit jump.
Yeah, Fat Joe has a lot of records.
That would be an all right one.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like some other joints. The Busta and Missy joint is like, that's like my like top one.
Yeah.
Because I would just love to see that joint. That joint would be amazing. But yeah, like I said, Jay Wayne and Drake, I just don't know who would go up against them guys. So I'm gonna just put them guys in a whole nother
I wouldn't even ask them
category.
To do it.
I don't even know. I don't think Wayne would do it. I don't think Jay would do it. And then Drake is still in his career, so he definitely not doing it.
I know Jay wouldn't do it because there's nobody to battle.
Yeah, Jay would just be like, nah, I'm good.
Who you gonna bring?
Yeah, like unless you're bringing Big back, I'm good.
Yeah,
like,
that's it. We don't got nobody. Exactly. I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
man, it might be. It's a short list.
It's hard. That joint is hard.
See, like I would do producers, but there's nobody to take on Madlib.
See, unless you did like a Madlib in Ninth, like you know what I'm saying. Unless you did like
would
that,
be pretty.
Like if you did Madlib in Ninth, like that would be tough. You know what I'm saying?
I would rather see Ninth and Knots.
Yeah, I can see Ninth and Knots too.
I want producers now. I'm done with rappers.
Yeah,
I want to hear beats because beats be getting you going.
Yeah, and then also knowing like, oh, because you have some beats that was like, yo, I co-produced this joint.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't even know you co-produced that. You know what I mean? Joints like that. So yeah, so I think outside of that, I think the next joints should be like writers.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like writers and producers.
Yeah. I'm
that type of joint.
I'm cool with rap.
Kind of how it was like with Teddy Riley and Babyface. They were able to play joints that they did, but then they were able to play joints that they wrote or, you know what I mean, that they produced for somebody else. So I think if they get back into that before dipping back into the rapper R&B pool, because I saw who I was thinking of too, like which R&B artists. Because I'm
Monica
like, who,
and Brandy did a great job.
Yeah, because I'm like, who would go against Chris Brown? Like the only thing I could think of is like Chris Brown and Usher. Like that's the only thing I can think about.
They probably got about a long enough catalog.
And they got long enough catalogs to be able to
that
back
would be
and forth.
entertaining.
And they both started off young.
And they both got dance moves.
They got dance moves and stuff like that.
That could be pretty good.
Usher's jumps is a little bit more sticky.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because he older. Like he in molasses.
Yeah, Chris Brown's moving fluid.
Chris Brown is fluid.
Chris fluid like
you know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Yeah,
but I think that would be a good one. I think Chris Brown and Usher would be good. I was trying to think of two women that could go against each other, like outside of like the, you know, like Lil Kim, Foxy, because I don't think that there's Foxy I don't think have enough catalog to.
Yeah, and Kim has got extensive.
Yeah,
like she's got a bunch
with features and stuff like that. But I'm trying to think.
Rod Digger and Jean Grey would be dope.
Oh yeah, that'd be tough.
That'd be hard.
That'd be hard. Be hard. That'd be hard. And I would have to go like Rod Digger was my joint.
Nice,
like Dirty Harriet, that was my joint. Rod Digger and Jean Grey would be tough.
Queen Latifah, MC Light.
That'd be tough. Yeah, that'd be dope. That would be dope. Yeah, that'd be real dope.
There for that.
That would be tough. I like that.
I'm trying to think. I'm like digging. I am digging.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to think.
For female,
because it goes. Because it seems like you got to go back because there's certain people that you just know ain't gonna do it. Like it would be amazing to see a Beyonce Rihanna joint. Like Beyonce and Rihanna would break the internet.
Yeah, it would be done.
They would be like, we don't got enough Wi-Fi.
Would be over.
They would have to like pre-record it and then put it out because
they would just have a whole section with Jay.
Yeah, there would not be like because they
that live.
You can't. Like, there's no way that joint would be hard because they both gonna have to have 80 dancers. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be great. That would be a good one.
That would. I think that would be a good one. I don't think we would ever see that one unless like Versus is still around when they like in their 60s, 70s, and they just like, hey, let's go ahead and do this Riri.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Oh man, I'm trying to think.
But I can't. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other. Because I know we said of course
female.
Like Missy,
R&B, female R&B, right?
Yeah, female R&B. Like who would Mary go against? Like who would Mary?
Mary don't have nobody.
I don't think so.
Mary doesn't have anybody.
Yeah, because
her music is so distinct
Mary
to a certain emotion.
It goes pop. She has the emotional. She had like
Mary wouldn't have anybody.
And the person who was thought to be the next Mary was remember when Keisha Cole came out?
But she don't got no.
But she don't got that. Nah, we not putting that catalog. Not against her catalog. It had to be like Keisha Cole and Candy. Like,
okay. I'm trying to think. Keisha Cole and Candy?
Like, I don't know.
Does even Candy have solo records?
I don't know. I have no idea.
And that's not a shot at Candy. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know.
You could do Tamia and Deborah Cox.
Okay. I can see that. That's a good one. That's a good one. And because they both can like sing.
They be blowing.
Yeah, they both can sing. Yeah. That'd be a good one.
I be thinking some good gems. You know, I could call Swiss to hook me up.
That was a good one.
Another female. Janet doesn't have anybody to face her. Janet would take under. She's got her catalog goes back.
Yeah, Janet, her joint. She could play joints
unless she went against Madonna.
Way back. It would. I did see that one. I saw somebody put that one up.
Janet Jackson,
Madonna and Janet. Yeah,
that would be all right because
they kind of
came
they have
in
that popish type of
era.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think Janet would just crush Madonna.
See, if she was still here, like that would have been. I think that would have been a good one.
Mariah Whitney.
Nah, I was gonna say Sade. I was trying to think who, but Mariah Whitney would be a good one.
Yeah.
I was trying to think like who Sade would go up against. Like who would be a good female for Sade.
Sade might be by herself too.
Yeah, she might and it's only the thing that would happen, I think, in the Sade joint would be what happened to Teddy Riley.
Yeah.
Like where Teddy Riley was just playing and then Babyface would play something, you would be like, dang son, I'm not even dancing, but that joint just hit. Like, yeah, I think it would end up being that. But but nah, I'm anxious to see like what
they do or
what they'll do next, like how they. But I definitely think that they should dive back into the producer,
and the
producer writer bag, of kind of like how it started out. Like get into some more of those, like because like I think did Neo do one yet?
I don't know. Did he?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Think he might, but like I think you could
Neo,
even
Sean
do.
Garrett.
Oh yeah, that was that one. Sean Garrett, because Sean Garrett was like drunk. I think Sean Garrett went against somebody, because he was like drunk, and it might not have been Neo, but Sean Garrett did one.
Was it Tricky?
I don't know.
Tricky Stewart.
I just know he did. I know Sean Garrett did one, but I was gonna say Neo. I think for a writer joint, I think Neo and Missy would be a good one.
That'd be a good one
because Missy has written a lot of records.
Missy be getting,
you know what I mean. So I think that would be, or even. Neo in the Dream. Yeah. I think Neo in the Dream would be a good one.
That'd be a good joint.
Neo in the Dream would be a good one.
Yeah, there's a lot of good matchups out there. Facts. But you would have to you would literally need like a whiteboard and pictures
out
and be
draw like the crime scene joint with the you get the yarn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's what you would need to make that work because there's so many good combinations, but you have to be really processing them and looking at catalogs and all of those types of things. Yeah. I think if you can draw those connections.
And I think you do kind of want to find joints where there's some history.
Yeah.
Like I think that's what made the Brandy Monica one so good is because there was history.
I didn't even know Patty and Gladys was friends
I didn't know that either.
They was just kicking it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's but the history there, it made for a better Verzus battle.
Their promo videos though, Patty and Gladys's promo, I had never been more hungry in my life.
Yo, because what was Patty was whose mom was Patty? Oh, remember Patty was Dwayne Wayne's mom,
and Jamie and Gladys was Jamie Foxx's original mom.
Yeah, original mom
before Harriet from Family
Matters. Yep. Yeah. She used to always come with the what was it the peach cobbler?
Yep.
Yeah, that joint
was crazy. So that was one I enjoyed a lot. Yeah, I sat and watched that whole joint. And the music was super dope
because they was just chilling. They was just we chilling. Like
girl, you remember when we we had babies at the same time? I was like, this is nice. Dionne Warwick came up there with her husky
It was like
voice.
Watching your grandmother's talk.
It was. It was super tough.
Yeah, that joint was tight.
I think you have to really do this joint like a draft board. You got to put artists, all the artists you want to see, and then just be like, okay, I think this parent, like a playoff.
Nah, exactly.
Situation.
Well, and that's something else that happened this week.
Oh yeah, was the NBA draft.
Yep.
I actually didn't mind the social distance NBA draft
because it was faster.
It was quicker.
It was because when they got through the first 10, I was like, oh dang, they already.
That joint because the draft be long, bro, and we really only care about the top 3. Technically,
facts.
After that, we be like, well.
And this year we kind of knew what the top 3 was going to be.
We knew how that thing.
And
was
it literally
work.
went.
It went just
how they said it was going to go. Yeah.
And but. Well, I think it's always emotional. The draft is always like last year's draft. Them guys was crying their hearts out.
This one, it just seemed that there were a lot more people that dealt with a loss.
Yeah, like a loss. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, like a lot more people that dealt with a loss. And I mean, with like LaMelo, what his mom went through, you know what I'm saying, over the last few years and things like that. So it was a lot of guys that were emotional because of actual like family members that were going through things and stuff like that. I
think LaMelo draft is so fun. So this is the thing that makes it funny, right? Because this is the irony of it all.
Yeah.
So LeVar says, I can beat Michael Jordan.
Yep.
But then his son gets drafted at the same spot as Michael Jordan did to Michael Jordan's team.
Yep.
And when they wear those jerseys, they don't have Nike symbols on them. Nope. They have Jordan symbols on them.
Yep.
And it is hilarious.
Because they asked LaMelo about it. Yeah. They asked him, they was like, hey, so do you think now that you're with the Charlotte Hornets, do you think your dad could beat Mike one-on-one?
Yeah.
And he was like, we all know the answer to that. Like, we already know the answer. He was like, but like, that is my dad.
Yeah.
But that's my boss.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Michael win today.
Mike will bust LeVar Ball tail.
And I didn't know LeVar Ball played football. He was a professional football player. I didn't know that. He played for the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that at all.
They were showing it during the draft thing. I was like, oh, that's how they ended up in Chino.
Basketball game wasn't
They ended up in Chino. Like that. Yeah, because that basketball game.
Nah,
I seen that and I was like, who is he talking about?
No, sir.
But this is the thing. You have to look, as much as we don't like him talking, that man has done a great job of putting his kids in position.
Yeah, and like the crazy thing is, I don't mind him talking.
I really don't.
And the reason why I don't mind him talking is because
it sounds like all the dudes we know.
Exactly. Like I think the thing that he locked in on, and it's just, you have to be the person that's willing to do that. Mm-hmm. And he just happens to be the person that's willing to do that. Is he locked on to nowadays it's social media and it's clickbait. So if I say I'll whoop LeBron in a game, if I say that my son is better than Steph Curry, does it put extra pressure on my son? Yeah, but it also puts people in a position to want to figure out, is he?
Yeah.
And now it puts the light on him. Like, I think if you don't have LeVar talking how he was talking, I don't think what's the first son? I don't think Lonzo goes where Lonzo goes.
Well, this is the thing too. Those contracts, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it might be up to 6.
Yeah.
Those are like 2-year guaranteed.
Yeah, guaranteed joints.
Nice contracts to come into the NBA
exactly.
with. You know what I mean? Like 8 million, 9 million, 6 million. Like that's all right.
So it's like if I'm a talk and put my kid in a position, all right, let me put him in a position. Yeah. Like, you gotta think, we were seeing LiAngelo? Is that we were seeing him on TV
and he ain't even do
nothing. And like, I'm kind of, because LiAngelo, when they was asking LiAngelo a question, I was like, yeah, LiAngelo was focused more on basketball than he was education. Because they would ask LiAngelo, he'd be looking at his dad like, hey, just like that.
I was like,
bruh. LeVar jumping like, yeah, man.
Listen,
he don't really talk much.
You need all of the Ball brothers. You can't just get one.
Because you don't want this one.
Like, you need all. What you do is, you get all 3. I told Michael Jordan that yesterday.
Yeah,
you get Lonzo, you get LaMelo, and you get Jello, and they be because that's what he call them, Jello.
Jello. I'm telling you,
and you gonna get a championship.
Exactly. So
he
had to eat some of his words, like saying the Lakers will never win a championship.
I'm gonna tell you what they did wrong. I'm gonna tell you what they did wrong.
Exactly. I was like,
they did.
You got that one wrong.
That Jones, what they did wrong was,
but yeah. So like that. I think that part, of the draft, seeing those guys go, and then of course you had all of the trades.
Oh man, it was crazy.
Before and then the trades that's after. So like, I'm saying this here and now, the Lakers is gonna repeat.
They got busy.
The Lakers got
younger
Montrezl Harrell. They got
Dennis
Schroeder and
Wesley
Matthews. They re-signed Caldwell Pope.
Mm-hmm.
Rondo is now with the Hawks.
Yes, he signed a 2-year deal.
Dwight is now with the Sixers.
Now, let me tell you about this Dwight, because I read up on this Dwight situation.
Yeah,
Dwight signed with the Sixers based on pure miscommunication.
No,
the Lakers were preparing to re-sign him.
Did you see his tweet?
Yeah,
Dwight. Yeah. Tweeted.
They were prepared to resign him. What happened was, for only an hour, the Lakers went silent because they were doing some in-house stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the agent is, I guess, I don't know if he's talking with them. I don't know what happened, but the miscommunication between the Lakers, the agent, and Dwight, and the 76ers get him.
Yo, because I'm like, he puts the tweet up. It's like, oh, bet
he deleted it.
Yeah, they're gonna be keeping him, and then it's like, oh, he's going to the Sixers.
But the Lakers got younger versions of those. Like, Dennis Schroeder is not Rajon Rondo, but he's like Rajon Rondo light,
the light version. Like, you ain't pay for the app.
Yeah,
you just
use the free joint. You got commercials.
Exactly.
And Montrezl Harrell
that yesterday playing ball. I was like, yo, it's this dude Lou that we play with. Yeah. You know the little, Spanish mad real fast. Yeah. So it's another dude that we play ball with, Valez. I think that's his name. Yeah. But he like the light version of Lou. Yeah. Like he's not Lou, but he the light version.
Yeah. So and then Montrezl Harrell is an energy guy like a Dwight Howard.
Exactly.
But both of them guys are younger.
But the thing with Montrezl, he can score the ball. Better than Dwight.
He can shoot.
He can pass. And he can pass.
Yep.
And then you get a younger version of Danny Green.
Yep.
With a Wesley Matthews. Well, I don't know as far as if it's younger, they kind of the same. But Wesley Matthews coming in to kind of fill that position. Yeah. So they upgraded, but in a different type of way.
And I never worry about cohesiveness.
Yeah, nah.
Because like the people go, well, it took Miami. I was like, it only took Miami a little bit of time because no one knew who the clear leader was.
It was figuring out who to share the ball.
Yes. Yeah. When you go to Lakers now, it's very clear. It's LeBron,
1 and 2, and then everybody else falls in line based on how you play. Yes. Like the rest of it is like, oh, if you to do this game, like there was games where it was Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
There was games where it was, you know what I mean? It was Danny Green. There was games where it was Rondo. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
I think that's the and I feel like the draft did a good job of placing people where they needed to be. Like people drafted what they needed, besides maybe the Knicks, but they never really like do what they're supposed to.
Nah.
But they did get.
I know they did get the one dude.
They did get a guard.
What he went the 8th pick?
Yeah,
because he's from New York.
That's Obi Toppin.
Yeah, because he's from I know one of the picks they got. He's from New York. Yeah, so
he went to Dayton.
I think they did a good job. I think the Bucks did a good job.
Yeah,
getting Drew Holiday. Yep. I think that's going to be a great move for them.
I think they're losing one of the Lopez brothers, though.
Okay, yep, one of the Lopez brothers. Chris Paul is with the Suns.
That might be tough.
Now, like, and they was already working out. Yeah. Like him and like literally like that next day is like Chris Paul must have got there and was like, yo, let's get in the gym.
Yeah, they might do some stuff in the way because Ayton is solid. Mm-hmm. He just, I think if you give him a point guard that knows
Chris Paul will help him
position him and get him the ball, and Devin Booker's a stud. I mean, you score 70 points in a game, you all right.
Hayward, he signed
one of the worst.
He signed.
Listen, let me explain
with
something.
The Hornets, right?
Let me explain something. If Michael Jordan, if you ever listen to this,
he signed 4 years.
Stop.
I don't know why he did that.
Stop. You can't do Kwame Brown. You can't do Kwame Brown and then give 120 some million to Gordon Hayward.
I was like, yo, Gordon Hayward came up. He ain't do nothing last year. He came up.
Literally, they broke down the contract. They broke down the contract, and the Hornets are paying almost $20 million more. This is not even with the contract. It's what they have to do to implement the contract. They have to get rid of Nicholas Batum's contract and I think someone else's. In order to do that, they got to spend an extra $20 million. So technically, they're spending $147 million to get Gordon Hayward.
We'll see how that joint play out.
I don't know.
Either.
Maybe him.
And it could be a system thing. Maybe it was a thing that he just didn't fit.
Yeah,
with the Celtics, because the Celtics signed somebody else. Man, who did the Celtics sign? I think they signed a big man.
Yeah, because they got rid of Al Horford. Al Horford's in where is Al Horford? Al Horford's in OKC.
Yeah, and then the Celtics got rid of Cantor. Cantor's in with the Blazers now.
I thought he was already with the Blazers.
Cantor?
Yeah.
Cantor was with the Celtics, right?
I don't know. I thought he got traded last year in the mid.
Nah, they said he signed a deal with the Blazers.
Oh, he might have.
Or you might be right because I ain't really seen him like that.
I know Steven Adams is in New Orleans.
Yeah, is in New Orleans. Yeah,
it was a lot of movement.
It was a lot of movement. It was a bunch of joints where I was just like, "Yo, this person going here," and then I think we still waiting to see what's going to happen with James Harden.
I think James Harden should just stay his tail.
I think so too. I don't think James Harden should go to Brooklyn. I think that's a bad bad move for him as a player. I think that would be a bad move.
Like if they do the trade with well, I don't know. Yeah, if they did the trade between him and Ben Simmons, I could deal with that.
Yeah.
I could
okay, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I could deal with that.
But then Houston, they would just have to figure out who's gonna shoot the ball.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Well, I mean, it'll free up some stuff for PJ Tucker and I forget his name, old boy. But yeah, it was a lot of movement. So like, I had seen so Sabrina's husband had posted something on Facebook, and he was like, it was kind of like, I'm gonna say this, It was like, I don't think LeBron wants to compete. Looking at like the movement from the team and stuff like that, and I'm in my head, I'm like, whatever, call LeBron stan or whatever. I'm a realist. Every team, no matter what team, is always looking to get better. I'll go to the lowest level when you're playing pickup basketball. If there's 10 people on the court and you got next,
you don't go. You look at subpar ball players.
And you look at the bench and there's 7 dudes sitting, and you got next, and you're looking at the 7 and you're like, which 4 do I want on my team? You don't go, all right, he was missing all his shots. Let me get him. He ain't really do that good. Let me get him. He can't catch the ball. Let me get him.
Yeah, I'm gonna get.
You go, yo, he was hitting. They was just on the wrong team. Let me get him. I need a big man. Let me grab him. You're going to pick the best possible team to allow you to do what? To compete.
To win.
To win.
Yeah.
Like LeBron, it would be different to me if LeBron is out here and he's recruiting James Harden. Hey, James, come play with us. Hey, KD, come play with us. Hey, I'm going to get all the big names. Nobody who they picked of those 3 players, Schroeder came off the bench.
Yeah, he was a six. Both of those dudes were former 6 men of the year.
Montrezl Harrell came off the bench.
Yeah.
And I don't even know Wesley Matthews if he came off the bench or not. I'm not sure.
He used to start back in Portland.
Yeah, in Portland he started, but I'm not sure since he bounced around. Yeah, I'm not sure he did. Yeah. So it's like, my thing is they always retool.
Yeah, that's the name of the game.
But LeBron James is not retooling. With the only thing that people can talk about is Miami.
Yeah.
And that was 3 players getting together and being like, yo. And really it wasn't, because Chris Bosh was just Chris Bosh.
I hate to have to do this.
Yeah.
Because I want the Mike and LeBron stuff to stop. But I know who they're comparing. When they make statements like that, they're comparing them to one person. But let's do your history, do your NBA history. Go back and watch the tape of Ron Harper against Michael Jordan when he played for the Clippers. He used to give Mike the business. It was tough because he matched physically to Mike.
Yeah.
And at one point in time, he might have been a little stronger than Mike was. Mike said, hey, go get Ron Harper.
And my thing is,
with Ron Harper.
And my thing is, that's smart. Matt Barnes talks about it about Kobe. Kobe was like, nah.
Get this guy.
Get him.
Yeah. Because
I want to play with him.
Because I don't want to have to deal with him.
I don't want to. I forget who was talking about Baron Davis. I forget. And it's a point guard that's like a nice point guard. I'm trying to think. I think it was AI. It might have been AI. When he was on all the smoke.
Okay.
And it may have been AI. And he talked about Baron Davis. He was like, BD was strong. He was like, so like, if I knew BD was going to guard me, the first 2 plays of the game, I will flop to get him 2 fouls quick so they could get him up off me.
Yeah, because I
ain't feel like dealing with him.
Yeah, I don't want the problem.
And then once he got up off me, it would be like, and he was like, and BD knew that.
Yeah.
So it was a thing of, it's a thing to where the players that like you play against that you like, yo, if I could have this dude on my team,
I want him.
To where somebody else got to deal with him and I don't.
I want him.
It's dudes I play with where I'm like, I hate playing against this dude because he foul all the daggone time.
Who doesn't go to their job every day and try to make their job easier?
Yes. That's the name of the game.
That is the name.
KD, I don't think KD, like as much flack as KD got for going to, like my part of giving KD flack for going to the Warriors, it really didn't have anything to do with like Steph and Clay or none of them. Yeah. It had to do with like, yo, these dudes beat you. Like you were up 3-1. And then you
like
lost.
I would at least want to come back the next year and try to get them
again.
Yeah.
It was more or less that than it was joining them.
Yeah.
But KD was like, no, I've tried it this way. Mm-hmm. Man, I want to go to a system that is going to allow things to flow a little bit better.
Yeah.
These guys like to pass the ball.
Yeah, and I want to be involved.
Man, I want to be in a system that the ball is going to move.
Yep.
And it doesn't stick a lot.
Yeah.
So that's why I understand his reasoning for going there.
But it's a team game. It's
a team game, and it's like you'll have certain players. That's why, like I always say, I knew when AI and Carmelo got together.
No, I was like,
this is not going to work.
There's no way.
They're the same player.
It's 40 shots for Carmelo and 40 shots. Nobody else shot the ball.
And they're the same player. They've always never played with nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like outside of course, like Chauncey, like, you know what I mean? They've literally got used to, I get the ball and I make the moves. I get the ball and I make the moves. I got to give AI the ball, and the AI like, you know I'm AI. Give me the ball.
I need the ball.
Like, I need the ball. Like,
you know what I do.
Exactly.
You know where I've been.
Yeah.
I've been to the finals. You ain't got there yet.
You haven't got there yet.
Give me the ball.
So it's that type of thing. And I always say, like, the one thing, even when you watch The Last Dance, the one thing that it seemed from the front office, as much as there were issues with the players, the one thing the front office was always looking at is, how do we get better?
Yeah.
How do we get better? The only reason that last season was how it was is because it's like, man, these dudes is getting old. Yeah. Maybe they don't got it no more. How do we retool it and get better?
And I think they did a great job of that.
Their whole time was like,
and quicker.
Their whole thing was getting better. Yo, we gonna go grab this dude, Dennis Rodman. He a beast to grabbing rebounds and stuff. Man, if he could grab rebounds for Jordan, it'd probably even be crazy.
Every team does it. Every team does it. Shaq and Penny went and got Horace Grant.
Yeah,
like that's the way it works.
Kobe went and got Paul Gasol.
Yes,
like
and one of the most lopsided trades ever.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so the league has always been about
getting better.
Going to grab. Do you think the Boston Celtics signed Kyrie just cause? No, it was like, oh man, this dude might be able to help us out and lift us to the next level.
Try it out, see how it works.
Yeah, LeBron when he grabs guys like. I don't think Kevin Love would have ever won a championship. Kevin Love would have just had the most double-double, triple-doubles in NBA history.
He changed his game.
And that's it.
He changed his game for Cleveland. Yep.
Like, he came to Cleveland and had to change his game to fit what they were doing as a team.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they just got Kevin Love and Kevin Love was just this beast that was winning all the time and things of that nature. That's not what it was. He's a good player. He doubles all day, 20 and 20. Like,
he was handling his business.
You knew you was gonna get that from him. But when he came with LeBron, it was like, oh, now you're a champion.
Yeah.
Now you know how to make those types of moves. And it was like, I think that's what LeBron does is he elevates the players that he brings. And it was like Thomas had put up a post saying like, oh, I get, and people always talk about nobody wants to play with LeBron.
Yeah.
And then, but they made these trades.
Yeah.
And it was something that I thought about and I had posted, I said, the crazy thing is, I think people put that narrative of people not wanting to play with LeBron, but I think what it is a lot of superstars or people that we call superstars in the game have egos. Majority of basketball, if you play sports, you have some type of ego, like to look at the person across from you and be like, yo, you can't stop me.
Yeah.
And they have egos. And the thing is, I think that they can't put their egos aside enough to go, because they know if I go play with LeBron James and I win a championship, they're going to look at LeBron and not me. So it's going to lower what I did. And so I don't want that. I think Kawhi knew he wasn't coming to the Lakers because he's like, if I go to the Lakers and LeBron wins another championship, they're going to go, yo, but you had LeBron James. Even though I'm Kawhi, they're going to go, but you had LeBron though.
Yeah.
And I think they know that. So they're like, you know what? I want the glory. So I'd rather stay away from them and get the glory than to go share it.
And that's the biggest thing is like when you're with LeBron, you know the expectations and you know what it's going to be. And I think for some players, they're fine just getting their check, because I've seen different interviews with different NBA players who say, listen, not everybody in the NBA is seeking a championship or seeking to be great. Some of these dudes is like, look, just get my check.
I'm getting my check.
And then that's what we going to do.
And I'm good.
Yeah. So I think that's a big thing. And I think whenever you're talking about a team, and building a team concept or building a team, you need someone like a LeBron to set the standard. Mike did that, and look what happened. Yep. Kobe did that, look what happened. You know,
and a lot of dudes who you got to even put in the dudes that did it. It just Jason Kidd did that. Like AI did that.
Yep.
Like in with New Jersey with Jason Kidd and stuff. And it's just sometimes you just run into a beast. I mean, like sometimes you just run into Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
And you ain't beating that.
And you're not beating that. Not Shaq. Not Shaq.
Shaq was incredible.
Yeah, so it's one of those two things to where you even look at like with Shaq and Kobe, what is the thing that stopped Shaq and Kobe from continuing? Ego.
Yep.
What is the thing that stopped Penny Hardaway and Shaq? Ego. Like majority of the time when you look at most of those things, what do I think stopped LeBron James and Kyrie? Ego.
Because they could have got more chips.
Because they could have got more chips. Like I really feel that if Kyrie and LeBron was to stay together, I really feel that they could have got more chips.
They could have ran into.
Because then I think Kyrie isn't having to put as much wear and tear on his body.
Yeah.
As he had to do, like once
when you go couple years.
When you go to Brooklyn and it's like, oh, you're the man now. You don't have a LeBron James to like take some of that weight off. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely one of those things that I just can't wait to see. Like,
it's going to be super.
The season is going to be, I think, a great
and because I think it's going to be a shorter season, guys. We might see more people playing because of like.
And are they going to be playing in their own stadiums?
I think they're kind of working it out,
trying to figure that out. Because I know they said Toronto. Is actually going to be playing in Florida.
They won't allow the Toronto.
So they're going to have
Canada itself is like, we're not bringing nobody in.
Like, we good. Y'all not about to bring nothing here.
Don't do it.
Exactly. So I think they're going to be playing in Florida.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a real different season. Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to watching it because it's gonna be different, and I think with how the season ended last year, if we can get like a more cohesive, consistent type of thing, it'll be even better.
To where we get to see it all the way through.
Yeah, like we get to see it all the way through because it was rough because it stopped.
It stopped for like 3 months,
and then it came back and it stopped again due to all the stuff that was going on.
And they are starting up before, so I think they will have the Christmas.
December 22nd.
So they will have the Christmas games and all of that type of stuff.
So. Yeah, because if they didn't start on December 22nd, they were going to lose out on like $6 billion. It's crazy.
It was like, nah, we going to go ahead and start this back up.
Yeah, they need that bread. And speaking of bread, we need that bread.
Most definitely.
So please, again, your support is very necessary to the things that we do and the content that we bring here for UHRISE and the Stitch and Sham Show and all of the other outlets that we use. So if you can, go to, you can see it at the bottom of the screen, go to patreon.com/UHRISE. We got some tiers there. You can get with us and help us out, help us build towards a better future like the Lakers are doing right now.
For sure.
Like the Lakers are doing right now. You can also go to UHRISEmusic.com and get material from me, also material from Stitch, and then our joint album that we have there right now called Black Gold.
Yes.
I mean, there's countless stuff. You can go to iconnation.com and get some.
We should have a code for y'all.
Oh yes, code off. So for a percentage off. Are you doing this like a Thanksgiving code?
Yeah, we'll probably
jerky.
We could do that. Turkey jerky 15.
So there's a lot of stuff that you guys can get involved. We'll also be putting up either Cash App or Venmo, one of the two. You'll start seeing those up.
For y'all to donate.
Yeah, for y'all to donate. We're getting ready to build. We're working on some different things, and we got some big plans for our future. And you guys can help us out, man. We definitely need it.
Y'all are a part of it.
You guys are a part of this.
100%. And the donations and things of that nature, these aren't things that's going to us.
No.
to just be like, oh, yo, let's go eat dinner. No. Like, these are things that we're doing to continue to build up the studio, to continue to build up equipment and things so that we can continue to bring y'all the great content, that you deserve.
Yep. So again, we thank y'all guys. This has been episode 35.
Yes.
I'm Sham Phoenix.
I'm Stitch Early.
And you've been tuned into the Stitch and Sham Show. Peace.